Okay, so writing your purpose statement. So now by doing the values and the what are you passionate about exercise, like essentially the whole point of them is to actually just help you identify like what's important to you, like what have you got time for in life, and like what are you doing. So you have a sense of who you are now, and like yes, these things are important to me. I know it seems obvious, but again, you'd be surprised how many people just don't even think about this stuff on a very deep level. So the whole point of writing out a purpose statement is to start to pull it all together. Now, this is the part that might take a little bit of time. Like, sort of, you need to actually contemplate these things. Like, you need to actually kind of think a bit deeper at this stage about, okay, well, how do I pull all this together? So, to give you a really, really easy way of helping to write out like a sentence or a statement that's like, my purpose is this, or my why is this, and again, it could be in the bigger context of life or just in the context of your health and fitness, whichever one you're working for, is to start with like, what do you really enjoy doing, like what's really important to you. Again, there's sort of like a combination of like passions and values. Who are you doing it for? And then you're starting to look outside yourself at this stage, because you need to become outward facing, which means that you're actually interested in like what's going on out in the world. And then how do they how does the other people benefit from what you're doing. Now, the other thing actually I forgot to put in there is like, there needs to be this element first of self-mastery. So it's like, well, I'm good at, example would be cooking, really passionate about cooking. I'm actually not, but imagine I was like, I'm Jamie Oliver. Imagine I'm Jamie Oliver. He's really, really passionate about cooking. So you can imagine that he just wanted to be the best at it as a chef. He just was like, how can I be the best possible chef I can be? And then he's worked his way up like that. And then he's become outward facing, because now he's like, okay, well, how can I take this thing I'm really, really passionate about, which is cooking, and then share this with the world and make the world a better place. And now he's really passionate about like helping out re-educate kids on how to eat healthy. So you can see how there's this progression here. There's what is he good at and passionate about, which is cooking. And then he was like, how do I master it, become the best at it, become famous for it? So he's mastering himself first, and then he starts to look outside of himself and go, okay, well, how can I make the world around me better while I do this thing? So just follow that kind of a template. Again, it's all about just like, what are you really passionate about? How do you get really good at it? And then how do you then help people around you in the process of doing it? And again, don't overthink it. It doesn't need to be something epically huge, like you're going to change the world or something. Like if you come up with something like that, that's great. But in the interim, just stick with something nice and simple, like just about how do I make myself better. That's something I'm really, really passionate about and enjoy doing, and then share that with people. Okay.